And welcome back to the third video in the Bee Basics series. I am Dave from the Kodo, and today we'll be going over the Mutator block. This is part of the alveary structure. As you can see right here, this is a spot for an item that will help with the mutation of your bees, similar to a soul frame in an apiary. This lets you have a little bit more control over the ability to mutate. And let's take a look at that recipe. As you can see, you'll use the standard alveary block, which you've made for your alveary already. Some gold ingots and the diamond electron tubes, which are made in a thermionic fabricator, some liquid glass, and some diamonds and redstone. Give you 4 each. You need 2 of them for each mutator block. Now we go back over to our test alveary. Last episode we went over the frame housings, and as you can see, they are functioning very nicely. Let me just grab the bees out of here, break those. Now what you can do is you could just use the frame housings and put some soul frames in there, which will help with the mutations. But let's say you really are looking for a mutation and you want to make sure that you get it correctly. You do not have to use 3. I typically use 3, but you can use more as long as you only go with the bottom row, the middle row, never the top row. When you right click on it, you'll have a spot for an item here. The items range from soul sand, ender pearl, eye of ender, uranium ore, and a nether star. Those are the items you can use in the mutator. Uranium ore tends to be a little bit easier to get once you have quarries running, because it picks up a ton of them, and you don't really use it if you're not using nuclear power. Now what this is going to do is it's going to increase the chances that the bee species that you are combining, it wouldn't be obviously 2 meadows in meadows, it'd be meadows forest to try and get a common. It's going to increase the success rate at which you get that mutation, depending on the item that you use inside of the mutator. Now, if you use, I'm going to grab some uranium ore, boop, let's grab 64 of those, and we'll grab a forest, a couple of forest drones. So, like I said, the soul sand, ender pearl, eye of ender, uranium ore, or nether star are the items that you can use inside of the mutator. For each one that is added, it gives you a higher level of success on the mutation. Soul sand gives you an success rate of 1.5 times higher than what the actual success rate is. So if I look up real quick what the success rate of getting a common bee is. So the chance of getting a common bee when using a Meadows Princess and a Forest Drone is 15%. If I use soul sand, for each soul sand I use inside of a mutator, I'll increase that chance by 1.5 times. Ender Pearl increases the success rate by 2 times. Eye of Ender is 4 times higher. Uranium ore is 10 times higher. Nether refined uranium nor uranium dust work. It has to be the uranium ore. It's this block. Boop. See? And we'll put 1 in each of these. And another star success rate is 50 times the chance. When you're using another star, you cannot fail. It's always over 100% chance to get a mutation. So if you have access to a bunch of nether stars, you can get 100% success rate when you do the mutations. Now that'll be 10%. So I'm using uranium ore. That'll be 10 times higher for the chance there, 10 times higher for the chance there, 10 times chance for higher for the mutation to go through there. If you add more, then it's more than that. But typically 3 is plenty, and you almost always get it's 30 times the chance of what it was. So that's plenty. And uranium ore is pretty cheap. So we will put a Meadows Princess Forest Drone in there and just demonstrate something real quick. What's going to happen is, no matter what happens, every time the queen dies, one of these is used up in each mutator that's attached to the alveary. So because this one has 2, this one will have 1 when it's done, this will have 0, and this will have 0. Even if the mutation doesn't happen when the queen dies and it splits in the alveary, one of the items is used up. So keep that in mind. If you're only using one mutator block and you use one uranium ore, it's going to be used up even if the mutation doesn't happen. Now, when you're working with the alveary and using the mutator blocks, this is a good way to force mutations to get further down the line of the bees that you're looking for without having to wait for them to die out using soul frames, and it just takes a little bit longer. The mutator blocks can help you get to that level quicker. There is something you need to keep in mind, though, that with extra bees 1.7 and above, there is a chance that the bee, when it dies, will take damage if the mutator multiplier is higher than 10 times, which right now, using 3 uranium ore in 3 mutator blocks, it's 30 times the chance to mutate, which is more than 10. This effect can happen if you're using soul frames as well, if you load this up with soul frames and frame housings. What this does is a damaged princess or drone will then, when you mouse over them, it'll say Meadows Queen, and it'll have a negative sign next to it. What this means is that it's a damaged bee, technically. When they have the minus sign, there's a chance that when the queen dies, either the drone or the princess will die completely and be deleted. So you may have, if you keep using mutator blocks and you're forcing mutations and you get a bunch of bees that have the negative symbol on them, which we'll see once this drains down, there's a chance that when these split, the princess will die and you won't have it anymore. So that's something to keep in mind. When we move on to the swarmer block, that is something that happens almost regularly, so you'll see that as well. So keep that in mind. Let's wait for this to die down and we'll be right back. Alright, now the queen has died, and now you have princess and drones, and you can see that I had, because I had 3, let me make it daytime here. Because I had 3 mutator blocks, each with a uranium ore, which you can see this one's gone, and this one is now down to 1. 30 times the chance of 15% to get a common. Pretty good, got my commons. Now, what I was talking about is the minus sign. See next to the drone? Now, some of them don't get it, so it's a chance that you won't get it, which is good if you don't, but that common drone has a minus sign. There is a chance that that common drone will pass that minus sign, the damaged genome, onto the queen. If the princess has it, it'll almost definitely always have the damaged genome on it. Now what's going to happen is if the princess gets it and the queen ends up with the minus sign, when they die and they split up, there's a chance that either the drone will die, which is not a big deal, or the princess will die, which is kind of a serious problem. So you need to keep that in mind when working with mutators or mutating in general. But that is just a basic look at the mutator block, its uses, and its functionality inside of the alveary system. Stay tuned for some more tutorials regarding some of the extra blocks that are part of the alveary system. I am Dave from Mutator. I thank you for tuning in. Like always, good luck and have fun.